Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Santorin because there is some interesting news that actually came up. It came up on my Twitter feed today, when I was scrolling through Twitter. That's the line that got brought to my attention that I actually was not aware of. And I'm not going to say it answers all of our questions about what's going on with Santorin, what the future has in store for him, whether or not we're going to see him this season or ever again at all in the LCS, or what exactly is going on, when he's going to be returning, anything like that. But it might very well be a piece of the puzzle at the very least, and I think that's kind of interesting. We've been looking for some answers, just any kind of look into what the future has in store for Santorin, because we haven't gotten a lot of answers from Team Liquid, from himself, from really anyone involved in this situation. Not that they owe us any answers. Obviously, he's going through some crazy stuff, it sounds like, mentally and physically, and we hope he can overcome those. We hope he can feel better. We hope he can, fight through it all. But as League of Legends fans, we're still wondering what's going on. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon over at patreon.com/IamGerm if you just want to go that little bit of an extra mile supporting me, my content, and my channel. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So, again, I've been trying to figure out what's going on with Santorin. We have seen him actually more and more popping up in Team Liquid content. I've seen him in some pictures, when they go out for dinner, when they have like little parties and stuff, when they have celebrations, when they have people at their houses and everything, and they're all hanging out. He's there, he's alive, he's doing well, he's kicking. He hasn't really tweeted anything recently since June 29th. It's been almost a month. I was checking his likes. He's liked some tweets. He's checking Twitter every once in a while. But the last thing we got from him was June 24th, a health update that pretty much said he didn't know when he was going to return. He was going to try and figure things out. He was going to try and get things straight. And the big part here is that he is a free agent this offseason, and our Mayo is as well. Team Liquid is going to be going into this offseason without a jungler. So this period, this like what you would call a contract year. This is a contract split where Santorin is supposed to be like playing for his future, playing for his next contract, playing for his next big opportunity. And now this is 2 straight splits of him missing the spring playoffs, missing semifinals and finals, which is a very, very big time, and potentially prevented Team Liquid and their whole team and organization from going to MSI. Again, that I'm not blaming anything on him, but I'm just saying, as like from a business perspective, from a team organization perspective, that potentially could have happened had Santorin been healthy, had he been playing. And then now he's missing significant time in the summer split, and he's still not back. So this is starting to jeopardize him going forward into the summer split, summer playoffs, and maybe the team making Worlds, because right now Team Liquid is looking like a middle of the pack team. I think they're in like 5th place right now, and there's only 3 world spots in North America. So I've been trying to figure out what's going on with Santorin. Are we going to see him back? When are we going to see him back? Will he return at all this season? If he doesn't return this season, what does that mean for him? What are his opportunities? Who knows? But the big thing coming out here, when I was scrolling across Twitter, I saw this tweet from Tim7Heisen. This is the founder of Oracle's Elixir.com. He works with Travis Gafford. He's on Travis Gafford's channel every once in a while. He has a good Twitter account, makes good content. You guys should definitely check him out. He tweeted out that Jenkins was playing for Team Liquid Academy today, so that's kind of interesting. They had Dokla up in the top lane because they were doing the 6-man roster. Jenkins was playing in LCS. Alfari's playing LCS. It seems like Alfari is good to go in the LCS team for now. Maybe I'll make another video talking about that whole situation. That's not what this is about. But the interesting part here is that Anori has been the jungler for Team Liquid Academy because our Mayo had to move up, Santorin had to move out, Santorin is still not back, so they need an Academy jungler. Interesting thing there is that Anori's contract is set to end on July 31st. That will take us to the end of the LCS regular season. And then at that point, I believe there's still going to be more Team Liquid Academy games because they have like proving grounds and all that stuff. I don't think the season's just going to be over. They're going to need an Academy jungler. Now, could they, in the next 10 days, extend Anori's contract? Yes, absolutely. But if they do not do that, if the weeks pass by, these last couple 10 days pass by, and we still don't get any word or anything going on, that could be one indicator of when maybe potentially Santorin is going to return. Now, they could very easily just extend Anori's contract. They could very easily carry this on. And even if Santorin is set to come back, I do kind of expect them to extend Anori's contract because even if Santorin comes back, I think he's going to need to be eased into things. I think they're going to do a 6-man rotation type deal, just like they did with Alfari, but it might be even more so, to keep Santorin fresh, to keep him mentally healthy, to keep him physically healthy, all that stuff. But as Tim says here, he's curious to see how that shakes out for Team Liquid. They can still extend Nori, even though roster lock is today. The rosters for LCS and Academy and everything locked in today. So there was a couple last minute roster moves for some teams and stuff. And I believe they can still extend him after the roster lock because he's still like on their roster. As long as his contract doesn't expire, they can still extend people. They can still do all that. So, I'm going to be watching out. I'm going to be watching closely. What is going on with the Nori's contract? This is not something that I even ever, considered to think about. I just kind of assumed all contracts were going to be until November. I didn't really think you could have a contract expiring in the middle of the season like this. But yeah, it was just a short contract they signed him to. Did they sign him to that short of a contract because they thought Santorin might be returning in that time frame? Did they sign him to that short of a contract because they knew Santorin would be, signing in that time frame? Did they sign him to that short of a contract just because they knew they could extend it, so it didn't matter anyway, so they wanted to start short and just extend it? I'm not exactly sure, but it is at least one clue, one piece of the puzzle that we have to go off of now, because, again, previously, we didn't have much to go off of. Just like in the whole Jenkins-Alfari situation where Team Liquid told us nothing, the players told us nothing, the coaches told us nothing. We really got no word of what was going on. We got no updates. And some people say they don't owe us updates. Some fans and members of the media and stuff think they do owe us updates, and we would love to hear what's going on, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not expecting much to come out of Team Liquid. I'm not expecting much to come out of Santorin. I'm thinking, a couple days before they're set to play, if not even the day that they're set to play, we'll hear that Santorin's back, and that'll just be how it goes. But again, we haven't heard much, so maybe this is grasping at straws a little bit, maybe this is reaching a little bit, but this is at least more than we've heard out of stuff, so I think it is going to be very, very interesting. Like he says here, maybe there is a chance that Santorin returns, because for a while, everyone kind of assumed Santorin would take a couple weeks off and be back, but then now that there's only 2 weeks left in the LCS season, playoffs are about to start, people are starting to wonder more and more, like, is Santorin just done for the year? Even if he decides he's ready to go, would Team Liquid just sub him in last minute like that with no preparation, anything like that? Is he going to play in these last 2 weeks of the regular season? Probably not at this point, right? If he doesn't play this many weeks of regular season, would he come in the playoffs? If they make it to Worlds somehow, would he come in at Worlds? Or are they just going to shut him down for the year? Once they, if a certain date reaches and they decide they're shutting him down, are they going to let us know he's done for the year? Like, there's so many crazy, weird questions, because coming into this year, this guy was seen as the first or second best jungler in the LCS. This is a guy who can have some big impact, who can really influence a team, and now there's just so many questions about his future and everything. This guy should be getting big contracts on some of the biggest, best teams. And again, during a contract year, during a contract split, he's leaving a lot of questions up in the air. A lot of people don't really know exactly what's going on. And I still don't know what's going on. But this is an interesting situation to follow at least. Will Team Liquid re-sign Nori? Will they extend him? Will Armeo be going back to Academy? Will Santorin be taken over? Will Santorin play some Academy games to kind of ease himself back into things? I don't know. But this is a situation that Tim's watching out for. He brought this to my attention. This is now something that I'm watching out for. And hopefully you guys will be watching out for all this as well. Because the more people we have watching, the better we can stay up to date on this whole thing. Because it's crazy. Once you start watching contracts and Academy contracts and all this, blah, 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 blah. But it's so interesting because Team Liquid is a huge team, popular fan base, spending huge money, and they're at risk of not going to Worlds. People, if Santorin's going to be ready to go, people would really like to see him back, and that would be a pretty big story. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Do you think we're going to see Santorin back this year, or do you think he's done for the year? I know I put up a poll the other day, and most of you guys, it seemed like think he's done for the year, but maybe your minds have changed. I don't know. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one, but until then, peace!